Hey everybody. I am so excited about this class, this workshop, and I really do call it a workshop this time because you're going to be working. So, you got paper, pen, Sharpie isn't really necessary, pen, highlighter, okay? At least 2 sheets of paper. Okay? Hey, Deneen. Okay. And we'll go ahead and get started because this is going to be fast. And I've got some notes to run through so we can walk through this process. Okay? Everybody ready? Let's do this. All right. I'm excited. Okay. So with all the options for natural health, it's easy to get overwhelmed. I can get overwhelmed myself and end up wasting time and money and getting frustrated, okay? We don't want that. There's an easy way to do a plan. I've literally been doing this for 8 years, okay? Some months I do it better than other months. So I came up with a simple method to get not only what you need, stick to the plan, and not overcomplicate your life. Okay, so again, this is a workshop. So grab a notebook because we are live online. This is awesome. And I can't give you a handout, but I do want to give you a step-by-step thought process to come up with a plan and a budget if necessary. So here's the thing. I've seen a lot of guides about how to, what to get and things like that. And a lot of graphics that have buy this, this, and this. Honestly, I don't love them because they don't know me. They don't know what my priorities are. They don't know who my family members are. They don't know why I joined Young Living. To me, it's so personal. And that was the thing I had a hard time for a long time really coming up with a way to explain to people how they should do this because it is, because it is personal to each person. Okay, that sounds redundant. Everybody's priorities are totally different, and you should be making your own decisions. Nobody can tell you what your priorities are. Nobody can tell you what your budget is. Everybody's home is different. Everybody is at a different stage of toxin-free living. That terminology may be completely foreign to you. So this will be a little bit of learning about that, and it'll be a lot of you walking through your own thought process and coming up with your own priorities, okay? So I hope that's helpful for you. So everyone has health goals, and they are as unique as you are. So it's not realistic to follow anyone else's suggestions about what should be a priority in your life. So what we'll do tonight is walk through these things that you can consider, and then you get to decide how much of a priority each area is for you. So you'll need at least 2, maybe 3 pieces of paper. One you'll kind of refer to as a separate page. So a notebook is not ideal because flipping back and forth makes me crazy. So separate pieces of paper is actually ideal. So let's get some background first. I am Michelle Skocek. On this is also Deneen Kimbrell from the Whole Body Healing Center. I'm super grateful for her and this platform in which to do this. She's been my partner in this for a really long time. She is a like-minded, amazing friend who also loves educating people on the toxin-free living. I mean, I don't think I know anybody quite as passionate about that and quite as heartfelt, okay? She really wants the best for everybody and hopes that they see a better way for themselves, okay? Even last night, I heard such a tragic and amazing story that convinced me all over again about the benefits of having a toxin-free frame of mind, okay? So it can happen with in any kind of circumstances in life. So I've started using Young Living about 8 years ago. And when I got started, I just started learning about toxins. My first wake up call had to do with sunscreen. And ironically, I just saw flipping through the channels, looking at the weather. We're supposed to have crazy weather tonight. Dr. Oz on TV was talking about sunscreen, and I thought that can potentially be one of the most toxic things that you put on your body. So he wasn't even quantifying what kind of sunscreen, okay? But typical sunscreen you find on the store shelves, the top 4 ingredients are cause cancer. So we have to be the ones to be aware of those kind of things, because there is nobody guarding or setting any standards for what shows up on grocery store shelves. It's just not a thing, okay? That's a whole class in and of itself, okay? About why that happens in our society, but it does. So I kind of started in a haphazard way. I was just throwing things on my order. But when I actually realized I had a thought process, I didn't know it would be useful until I really heard about how people had either stopped ordering, gotten off Essential Rewards, which we'll talk about what that is, because they had a bunch of oils piling up that they didn't know what to do with. I thought then that my thought process might be really useful, because for me, my monthly order can't come fast enough, okay? And I wish I had more than one order I could do a month. And now I'm glad that spouses can have their own Young Living account. So that's kind of helpful, kind of really helpful. And my biggest problem is that I forget to put nitro in it. I found another box of nitro, so I'm happy again. Sorry. So let's get everybody up to speed quickly on how Young Living works. So everybody gets their own Young Living membership. I don't have to carry stock for anybody. I love educating people about how to do it, but I don't have to keep stock for everybody. I can't manage that kind of thing. I'm not going to keep track of that kind of thing. I'm not going to deliver anything to anybody. And so I'm going to help you figure out what you need. That's what this class is all about. That's the role I play. And everybody gets their own membership. It's like Costco. It's like a mixture of Costco and Amazon. So it's a wholesale membership, but you don't have to annually pay some sort of a fee. It's like Amazon, because it's just like getting an Amazon account. You just register your account online and tell them where to send your stuff. So it is a referral-based company. So if you are not currently a member and you're getting this video, ask the person who told you about this video, ask them for their member number and how to sign up, and you can get your membership as well. If you are also a member, that means that when somebody's asking you about where you're getting these products, you give your member number to somebody else, they use that, and Young Living happens to pay you a referral bonus for doing that. It's just their advertising department. So most people start with a starter kit. It's the premium starter kit. It's a diffuser and 12 of the most popular oils. It's a total bargain at $165. If you were to buy those individually, it would be between $250 and $300. Then most people ordering also get it started on something we call Essential Rewards. It's kind of a play on words. You get a whole bunch of rewards and they're essential, like your essential oils, okay? So most people, again, currently, I just looked it up, but 85% currently on my team of over 100,000 members 85% of those people who are ordering on Essential Rewards. Let that sink in. I have over 100,000 members in Young Living, and when they're ordering, 85% of them ordering are doing so on Essential Rewards. That must tell you something about Essential Rewards. Like, it's kind of essential and it's really rewarding. Okay? So why? Because it's the best deal. Credit cards offer between 1 and 3% back. That's really cute. On Essential Rewards, you start with 10% back. And oh my gosh, everybody is texting me right now. And by the 4th month, that 10% doubles to 20%. Then every month there are other free oils that you can get at certain levels just because you're on Essential Rewards. So it's all kinds of bonuses. It's the most freebies, the most bonuses. It's the best bang for your buck, to be cliche. So there's always some other kind of perk that's reserved for people on Essential Rewards. Last month they sent you 10 free sample packets of the Cool Azul pain cream. I mean, that was awesome, and it only went to people on Essential Rewards at a certain level. So it also offers only those on Essential Rewards a subscription program. So you can subscribe to this, and we'll talk about that at the end. Oh gosh, somebody remind me. I didn't put it in my notes. Essential Rewards is free to join. It's totally optional. You can quit whenever you want. Okay, so no pressure. But it's really just the best way to do it. You're going to get the most money. You're going to get the most for your money. Okay. Okay. And it's also the best way, and this is totally what we're going to go into here. It's the best way to maximize and prioritize your customized plan for healthy living. This is actually my 102nd month on Essential Rewards. So that's 8.5 years, and it took me 1 month to realize that it's the best way to order. So I ordered my premium starter kit, and then I go to order again, and I read this stuff about that, and I'm like, I'm gonna get 10% extra on this. Like, I better do that. I better do that right away. And so I did. Okay, so let's get to the plan. So remember, you'll need at least 2 pieces of paper, and again, on a separate piece of paper, so that you can refer to them side by side. You'll also need a pen. Highlighter would be helpful. Okay, so first thing, let's just get your mind going. So take out a piece of paper. I'm going to do this with you, so you can see what this looks like. Okay, very quickly, draw a line down the middle of the page vertically. Shoo! Easy enough, right? Now, vertically draw a line down the middle of each of these sides. Okay? On each side, draw another line. You can do this tonight, and then you can make it prettier if you like to. So now we have 4 columns. See how quick that was? So now draw a line horizontally across the middle of the page. Dun, da, da, across the middle of the page. Now, draw a line halfway here. And again on the bottom half. So now you have 4 by 4. Now draw a line through each one of these. Okay, ready? There we go. So what you actually have here are 8 rows and 4 columns. All right, now your mind is moving. I love it. Well, you have 4 rows, but you actually, this is the title row. This is actually the title row. All right. Now I'm going to ask you a series of questions. So now get out your other piece of paper. Your first answer, you are going to write right in the middle of the page, or maybe a little to the right, in small letters, okay? Just to give you an overview of what I'm doing here, I'm going to tell you to write in small letters in the middle of something, because as I give you different things to think about, it will give you room to write above that or below that according to your own priorities, okay? So when you're making a list in a certain area, don't necessarily start at the top. Start in the middle, because then you can add things at the top, you can add things at the bottom, and you can draw arrows however you want. But if you start at the top, there's really no place to go, oh my gosh, no, this is totally a higher priority. Again, this is custom to you, and nobody's gonna look at your paper. That becomes really important very soon. Okay, so when you started in Young Living, here's your first question. When you started in Young Living, did you have a particular driving purpose? What is the first health goal that you had for your premium starter kit? What is the first reason why you came to your first Young Living class, why you got your membership? Or if you don't have your membership yet, what is the first thing that you think that oils are going to be able to help you with? Write a word or those words. You don't have to write it out. This is for your own purposes. So write those words in the middle of that page about that. Okay, so this is ours. This is mine. Immune system. I kind of circled it. You don't necessarily have to. You can move it a little more over to the right because you might want room on the side for other things. And then below it, I write the particular things that actually helped you with that, or that you think you want to use for that. So we used Thieves, Ningxia Red, and Life 9. Okay, so I'm just kind of going back to the beginning, what my first priority was at the time. Okay, moving along. Now I want you to think about whether or not you have any of the following: kids, a spouse, pets, babies. Okay, again, nobody's looking at your paper, but on the left side, write them from top to bottom in order of priority. And again, don't get caught up in it. Which child is more important than the other? No. That's not what this is actually about. And it's not, nobody's judging that or really going to say, oh, you like your daughter more than your son. So, and this can be different for everybody, okay? Consider we're just trying to get your thought processes and your priorities sort of in line. In terms of health, who is the highest priority? Who is most fragile? Who is the healthiest? Who's the strongest? Who can take care of themselves, okay? In mine, I wrote me, okay? I'm not being selfish. I just know that if I am not in good health, I can't take care of anybody else, okay? I'm also the major breadwinner in our family, and so I need to be healthy first, okay? I need energy. John, I put him second, even though he can totally take care of himself, but I just put him second. Again, nobody's judging, I'm not like, whatever. I put him second. And then my oldest child, my youngest child, and then way at the bottom is our cats, okay? I could have put my mom in there. I like to buy Young Living stuff for my mom. Things like that. So make your list down the side. Again, do this quickly. Don't overthink anything here, okay? Just a little bit of a thought process, and you can do it over again if you want to later. Okay, next thing is over here on the right side of your page. I kind of hope this reverses it. On the right side of your page, probably halfway up. I didn't leave much room, and I put PSK. Again, let's go back to the beginning. What are the oils from your premium starter kit that at different times you said to yourself, I will never be without those? It could be all of them, but first impression, what are the oils you never want to run out of? That's the point. Is it lavender? Is it lemon? Okay, so quickly write that. Again, over here on the right, PSK. So just for demonstration purposes, I wrote lemon. I seriously never want to be without lemon. I used it the entire plane ride home this past weekend. So I wrote lemon, and then I drew an arrow to the right, and I now write next to those oils, write why. Okay, and just a trigger word. Is it a body system? I wrote immune. It's my biggest immune booster. That's why I will never want to be without lemon oil. Okay, I put it in my water all the time. It's great for detoxing when you stay in a hotel that pumps in a bunch of fragrance. Not happy with that. So, again, write your favorite PSK oils and why. So I'm going to list the PSK oils just in case you're not familiar with them, but also for the purposes of, again, triggering your thought process. Now, I'm going to list them, and as I list them, write who in your family it makes you think of that's their favorite. Okay? So lavender is totally John's favorite. So when I'm listing them, I want you to list those next to those people. Okay? So here they are. Lemon. It's mine. So I write that next to mine. Just next to that person's name. Lavender. Frankincense. That totally makes me think of my mom. I will never let her run out of frankincense. Citrus fresh. Makes me think of Jody. Peppermint. Depending on what PSK you got, it could come with peace and calming. Valor. How about Digize? Thieves. Again, that was a favorite of John's. Panaway. RC or Raven. Kind of interchangeable, depends on what kit you got. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, next question. What concerns you most about toxins in this crazy toxin-filled world? What is the most alarming thing that you've read about toxins? What is the thing that concerns you most? Again, we're trying to hit all your top priorities. I want you to write the word toxins up here. Okay? So this is sort of a separate area. And write down a couple of trigger words that make you think of what toxins are, or what things are most important to you about toxins. I like to think about it in terms of how they get into our bodies. Okay? I'd like you to write it here. Oh, purification. Thank you. That is one of the PSK oils I totally forgot about. Well, it used to be in the PSK, so it might be in yours. It might have been in yours. It might be your priority. One of your favorites. I know it's one of Corey's. So, with these toxins that we're concerned about, it can be different for different people in our families, okay? Things that they're more susceptible to and things like that. So I like to think of in terms of how toxins get into our bodies, like through the air. So that makes me think of my husband, John. He's super sensitive to anything in the air. So I'll make a little note about that. Like you can list it here, but list it by the family member's name as well, like fragrances or air quality, pollution, pollens, okay? Also skin. That's another whole area of toxin-free living. What is touching your skin? Heard an amazing story last night, something I had not really considered to this degree, but it was, and I'm sure the story, sorry, will be told soon, but it was a company's uniform, actually a new uniform, was so filled with toxins that it made a whole bunch of people really sick. And really chemically sensitive, chemically sensitive, and for some people, like, truly damage them. So that's something to consider. So again, when you think of these areas, air quality, what you put on your skin, think of like lotions. That was a big thing for me. So lotions is a huge thing. Soaps, shampoos. I just want you to think of those things in terms of the people in your life that might be most sensitive in those areas. Okay? Again, so then you can write those things under the people. So like under John, I can write air quality. Under Emily, I will write face creams. She's very sensitive to face creams. So see, I put that right in the middle, leaving me room to put things above or below that. Okay? And I'm sure I'll draw a bunch of arrows and everything. Okay. Next area of our thought process. Health goals. What are the issues that you and your family members, what are your health goals, okay? As I list these different options, make a note under those people in your life, okay? So I'm going to list body systems and it might trigger some sort of a thought. In our team, we don't really think in terms of like big diseases, okay? So if there's something on your mind, try to correlate it in terms of a body system that could be strengthened so that it's not as susceptible to things, okay? Okay, so here we go with body systems. Skin. Again, my daughter, skin. She's very susceptible to skin issues. How about digestive? And we'll kind of call it digestive, urinary. Does that ring a bell for anybody in your family or yourself? Make a little note. How about brain, nervous system, cognitive function? Ring a bell? Just jot notes under the people in your lives. How about hormones? It's the endocrine system, but hormones, okay? How about immune system? So that should, it doesn't really go under, like I won't really need to write that under John. He doesn't have a compromised immune system any longer. He really used to, like bad. but not anymore. How about muscles, bones? Okay. If you have an athlete in your family, that would be something I would note there in that person's. How about respiratory and heart? Kind of like to keep those together because they are very closely tied. And then I'm going to add in, they're not body systems, but they're major areas of function that I consider sort of core function. And that is energy level, sleep, and then we'll just call it like aging. Okay, vitality is really a great word for that. But energy, sleep, and vitality or aging. Okay, so here's the hard part of this. We don't really have time tonight to go through like each of those body functions. Like as I mentioned, all those body areas, heart and respiratory, I'm thinking of a half a dozen products that correlate with those. If we did that also tonight, like that's a class in and of itself, and that would be just listing them quickly. We have a lot of those kind of references in our Facebook group. Please reach out to me to be added to that group if you're on our team. So you have a lot of references with regard to that. There's a lot of books and things like that. I think that should be our next class that we do next month, okay, for the Whole Body Healing Center, is body systems and the products that really support them. This is actually just giving us the framework of how to do it, but we won't actually list the products themselves, okay? Another thing is in our Facebook group called The Collective, that would be a perfect opportunity for you to post that question in the group. So like you would post it like, what are great products that I could use to really boost my immune system, to boost my respiratory system, to give me more energy so that I could sleep? See where I'm going with that? Because it's not only maybe a question that you would have, but a question that other people might have. And also would give a great opportunity for everybody in the group to say, hey, I tried this and I used this. And everybody's got a great experience and we should all share those. That's actually why the group is called The Collective. So not only am I inviting you to actually post questions, post your experience, but also chime in, because people don't post questions in there so that I can give my opinion, because I'm just one person. There's 1,500 and plus people in that group, and everybody has a different experience, and probably a lot of people have used the same things, but it's helpful for everybody to know like some of the options, because there might be an option that I didn't actually think of. Or a favorite that, like I love Raven, but somebody else loves Cedarwood, okay? So post your questions. You are actually helping other people as well. You can also search in the Facebook groups. That's so, so helpful. After we're done here, I'll post a link to that group. It's been going since 2015, so almost 4 years of questions and posts and all kinds of references. So, okay, our next area that I want you guys to think about are emotions, okay? So, not just the negatives like stress. I think we all could use a little stress relief, and there's amazing products right there in the PSK that you can really utilize, okay? But there's all kinds of options, and honestly, emotions should probably come before body systems in my view, because if your emotions are healthy and you're not bundled up in all your emotions, that can really cause physical damage to your body. So dealing with emotions in a healthy way and oils are perfect for that, because as you smell an oil, it goes to that part of your brain where emotion, it's like the seat of your emotions. So it's super, super helpful. So stress, worry, anxiety, fear, again, put any of those that it triggers under some of your family members. And don't forget your animals, okay? So a lot of dogs have a lot of fear with regard to things like fireworks and being alone. And I mean, animals can be stressed out as well. So don't negate that. So just write, fear, noises, whatever. So also think of the positive emotions for your best, like valor. I took that out off my desk yesterday. I took it with me. So things like valor, motivation, highest potential, abundance, like what you want the best in your life for, okay? So think about those positive things, motivation and, just the positive emotions that you want. And again, make a note under the different people in your life. I would love to be suggesting, making all these suggestions about what, oils in particular you can use for those things. Or even like stress, I'll just say Cortistop. Oof. I will never be without Cortistop. When you're under stress and your cortisol levels are, you maintain them at a high level, the body's not meant to do that. Cortisol is very useful, but not over long periods of time. And so Cortistop actually helps manage that. So you don't get the detrimental effects of high cortisol over long periods of time. Okay. So now we move on to an area I call foundations, okay? So think about your life and priorities in terms of nutrition, okay? Of course, my favorite is Ningxia Red, but who in your life needs to fill those nutritional gaps? Another core area, again, this is another class that we will do, is just core functions. But another big one for me that I feel like is completely foundational are the B vitamins. I will just say real briefly here, my particular soapbox is everybody should know their MTHFR status. And even if you don't know it, I would just say that you should be on Super B. Super B is a methylated B vitamin. So if you've ever been told by a doctor that you're low in B vitamins, that could be because you have, like I do, the gene defect where you cannot methylate your B vitamins. So no matter how many B vitamins you take, if they are not methylated before, your body doesn't know what to do with them. And so you actually can't detoxify. That's one of the major functions that B vitamins do. Okay. Minerals are another huge area. So if that triggers some thought of being low in minerals, deficient in minerals, mineral deficiency is also another really key core issue that is at the bottom of many, many conditions and maybe even diseases. I don't know. Amino acids. pH balance is also something that is very core function. So if you think your body might be acidic, basically I'm talking about alkaline. Love alkaline. But those are kind of your core foundations. So if there's anybody that makes you think of, write that write those things under their names. Okay, the next area, we will go back to toxin-free living. And now we're going to talk about the areas of the home. So I think the first and foremost, the biggest one would be the bathroom and the shower, because that's where we're introduced to so many chemicals. So face lotions and body lotions, and especially soaps and shampoos. That all the fragrances that are in body soaps, when your body is, you've got hot water pouring on your body, your pores are wide open, and you're putting some fragrant kind of a soap on your body, your body's just taking in a major amount of toxic chemicals that your body maybe just completely overloaded with. So, that could kind of go under everybody's name. It's such a general topic. So you could, if it applies to your whole family, go back to your toxin list on the top right, okay? And I'm just gonna read a quick list. If there's somebody in particular that it makes you think of, like you have a daughter who loves a sweet smelling or some sort of a, high fragrance kind of a commercial soap, okay? Then that might be a top priority for you to replace that, okay? So you could get the basic shower gel, and you could put her favorite oils in it so that she can actually choose how it smells, but you know that it's toxin free. So if it's something like that, you might want to put it under a particular family member's name. But otherwise, if it's something your entire family should consider a priority, then put it under toxins, okay? Okay, here we go. So toothpaste, mouthwash, breath mints, deodorant, shower gel, bar soap, liquid hand soap, body lotion, body butter. Who's a body butter lover? Aftershave, beard oil, massage oil, hand sanitizer, shampoo, conditioner, face cleansers, face creams. Okay, I'm just going to stop there because you kind of get the idea. Are any of those just top priorities for you? We have whole lists of things, like this is a really cool transfer buying sheet. I can post a link of that. And it's kind of neat because it asks you what products you use in your home, and then so you mark it, and then on the bottom side it gives you actually the Young Living alternative for that, the clean version of what you like to use. But you can go through your home and you can figure that out as well. You don't need to, go buy one of these. Okay. There's also the laundry room. Dryer sheets, I feel like should be one of the top things that we get rid of in our homes. Go to Amazon, buy some wool dryer balls. That would be just a top one for me. In our group, I also included the laundry soap recipe that just got bumped to the top because that always comes back into conversation. How about things in your kitchen? Okay, what kind of soap do you use? Do you use a blue dish soap that your hands are soaking in? Do you have a teenage daughter that does your dishes, and maybe that's a top priority, that she's not soaking in some high chemical load and just soaking that in that hot water every evening? Huge priority for me. Huge. I will never be without a clean dish soap. Young Living now they have the Thieves dish soap. Okay, what could be more reliable than that? Not only is Thieves totally antimicrobial and antibacterial, but it's not going to be damaging her at all because she does her dishes every night. So I'm not going to punish her by, ingesting a bunch of chemicals into her. Okay, so now we've gone over most areas, okay? So now I want you to get out your highlighter and with your heart and your intuition, I want you to look at your list. Now, I didn't take the time to write all those. And highlight the top priorities, okay? So highlight under each person what's just like, okay, that has to be the top priority, okay? So go through that and highlight those for each person. Now, it doesn't mean that you won't address those other things, but again, we're just in a process of prioritizing. Another thing that you can do is, if you want to, you can number the different things that you've written, okay? Maybe dish soap is later, okay? And so you can write, and you can actually just number the priority under each one. Now, you're gonna start to see that the same things are coming up, okay? Because really, a lot of these products are apply to every family member, okay? Then go through the toxin list, okay? And prioritize that as well. And again, we're just sort of designating what you need to do first. And again, your PSKs. Are the ones that are your top priority? All right, now you're gonna go to your chart. And the first thing we're gonna do is label our columns. And let me tell you what the column labels are. Again, we have 4 columns. The first column is restock. Okay, so let me lay a little bit of a background here. You'll want to keep this list and you'll want to keep this list. And you can use it as a working list and continue to, like you'll add to it, you'll subtract from it, all those kind of things, okay? So it's a working list. It's not just for this month, but you'll be like, keeping it in motion. So the first column again is, let me use a Sharpie so you can see it. Restock / okay. It's actually 3 things in the column. My brain thinks a little bit differently. And so on every one of my Essential Rewards orders, it's sort of the things that I think of. What do I need to restock? Like, what are my favorites? I always like to try something new. So like the things that I always want to keep in stock. So like restock. So that's when I look up, do I have my lemon? Do I have my lavender? Do I have my Digize? How much do I have? Is it time to restock those? I'm actually getting really low on lavender. And then the other area is something new that I want to try, or like I just call it like a wish list. So that's the first column. Restock, new, wish list. The second column, in order of priority, is emotions, sleep, and energy. Okay? Emotions, sleep, and energy. The third column is body systems, health goals, and foundations. These are all ringing a bell, right? We've worked through a lot of these. So body systems, goals, and foundations. And what do you think that last column is? That is the toxin-free home. Okay, so now we have 7 rows left. The first row, I kind of want to reserve the first row because I like to have an area in which I put in there all the things. Thank you, Beverly, for listing that. All the things that are kind of in my forever list. So if I want to write under emotions, I always want stress away and tranquil, sleep and energy. I always need nitro and I always want sleep essence. So I'll write that in that box. And then when I go to see whether or not, like what I'm going to order in a month, that is sort of my checklist that I have there. I won't go back to this necessarily. I'll go back to the top column. Okay. So again, I'm just going to put a G for general. And then along here, these are the months. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months of essential rewards. Okay. I feel like we went really fast, but we're almost at an hour. This is quite the process. And we don't even do products listing. This is just the process. Okay, so now I'm gonna get a little bit bossy on you. Because like I did say, like, I'm not gonna dictate to you what you need to have on your list, except that I am. Just a couple of things. So I think that every home should never use dryer sheets. I think it's one of the most damaging things that you can do to your body because dryer sheets are made with fragrance, which is highly toxic. It goes right in through your skin. And they're meant to add a fragrance to your clothing and make it last there. They brag about, long-lasting scent. That's exactly what I don't want. And then it presses against your skin all day and all night. You dry your sheets in it, and now you're wrapping yourself in it all night long where you try to stay warm, and all you're doing is adding a chemical up against your skin, and it's soaking into your skin all night long. So I think it's one of the first things that should go. And the replacement is super easy. Buy some dryer balls. Young Living actually still has some in stock. It's not a continuing item, so you can grab those. You can grab them on Amazon. And all you need is some of the oils that you already have. Citrus Fresh or Purification or Lavender. Peace and Calming. Use anything but dryer sheets. I'm also going to, so write that. Toxin-free home. You can write some of your favorite oils that you want to make sure you have in stock so that you can put it on dryer balls in your dryer. Another thing that every home should replace or just get rid of altogether are candles, scented candles. You have a diffuser. Pick your favorite scent, okay? So make sure that you have, lemongrass and spearmint. Excellent suggestions. I love, love, love that. Lemongrass is also amazing to diffuse. Amazing. And then 2 other things. Toothpaste. I love the Aroma Bright, and the Dentarome Plus is actually my favorite. Again, you're putting, like, fluoride is not good for your body. And when you replace it with the toothpaste that we have that's full of thieves, you're doing really good for your body, okay? Really good for your teeth. I can fill you in more about that. I see my dentist tomorrow. Just for a checkup and a cleaning. I haven't had a cavity since I've been using Young Living. So put those things in your toxin-free home. Put that in your list, in your general, and your top priority. Put it in month 1. Toothpaste. Oh, and the other thing is Thieves Household Cleaner. It's the number one thing that'll save you money. Number one thing that'll save you money. Because I use the household cleaner, it's an entire aisle of the grocery store that I never go down. Besides, I can't stand the smell of it. Okay. Again, that's a whole class. I think we did it last month. Okay, so put your highlighted items in your general and in your first month. So remember we highlighted these? Go ahead and put those, because those are your top priorities. Put them in your first month. Then, once you've made decisions about that benefit and your real needs, consider your budget, okay? Because what we haven't gone through is all your options of what products, Young Living products, that is actually going to be. Again, we'll get to that next month. But now at least you have like the areas of your health that are a priority, okay? So when you pay attention to your priorities, like that is where your values are, okay? So that's the first thing. And then you consider your budget, okay? Let me add this with one caveat and reminder. So these are not costs. I don't want you to think of these in terms of costs of actually like adding an extra expense to your budget or your monthly spending. These things actually replace where you were spending money on other things, but they're replacing it with a less toxic or a non-toxic alternative, okay? Again, I never even go down the cleaning aisle whatsoever. Number one, let me go off on my little tangent here. I think that 99% of the cleaners on those aisles are just marketing gimmicks. They smell with this fragrance or that fragrance, and then you need a different cleaner for your toilet than you need for your bathtub, and a different one for your floor in this room and your floor in this room. I use Thieves Household Cleaner in every surface, everywhere in my house. Everywhere. And I've been doing that for at least 7 years. I don't know how quickly it took me to learn about that when I got into Young Living 8.5 years ago. So I can't actually say when I bought my first bottle of household cleaner. So I don't go down any cleaning aisles. I don't go down any like candle aisles. I don't go in the pharmaceutical section. Like I just skip that. I actually buy food at the grocery store. That's what I buy. So I'm saving money at the grocery store. I'm also saving money at the grocery store simply because I'm not in there as much. Okay, I buy a lot of my stuff online, so I'm not exposed to all of the, all the bells and whistles. It just keeps you away from that kind of thing. So I just minimize my shopping exposure altogether. So, secondly, I urge you to consider the true cost and savings. So again, when we first got started in this, John was having sinus infections like every other month. They were kind of back to back. This was 8 years ago. Our copay was like $75 just to walk in the door. And then depending on how strong a medication, the generic didn't work anymore, and then the basic didn't work anymore, and you kept having to up it. And pretty soon we were paying like $125 for the prescription. Because the prescription 3 weeks before, it didn't stop it and the sinus infection came back, okay? So number one, we're out of that whole rat race, which is priceless. Number two, we're not paying copays or anything like that because his immune system is stronger than it's ever been. Those things just don't happen anymore. So how much would you pay for that? How much money are we saving on that? I mean, I literally remember thinking that Bottle of Thieves, I looked it up in the catalog, and the Bottle of Thieves was $35. And I remember thinking to myself, $35? They don't know me very well. I spent $35 on anything. And I said that with like such pride. I had no idea what I was talking about. I will gladly spend that $35 on that Bottle of Thieves because I know the value that it has. I will never be without thieves in my house. And there's so many other things that we don't have to buy because we have thieves. And my family is so much healthier for it. So consider the true cost and value of something that is actually of value. Let me add another word here. If you've used essential oils, we've spoken about this pretty generally. If you've tried essential oils, you're not totally convinced, you don't really know, and Young Living isn't familiar to you, and you're like, oh, I see essential oils everywhere, and I see them at Walmart, and, at grocery stores and everything, and I kind of tried that, and man, it just doesn't work like anybody else. Like all these people are like talking about this is, it's a bunch of hype or whatever. No, it's not a bunch of hype. I don't think you're actually using essential oils. Like you have to use something made to work in the body and not be chemically distilled. Just last week, I was at one of the Young Living farms in Spain, where they actually distill some of the oils. And like, it's such a pure process, okay? This particular farm, this particular distillery, they are also contracted by another company and they use another section, a whole separate distillation section where they distill some of the same plants. It's a cistus plant for perfumes, but they do it completely chemically. Now they say it's for perfumes, but where are they selling them? They could be selling them anywhere as essential oils. I'm just saying it's not pure. Ours is a completely separate type of distillation, just steam distillation at very particular levels and so forth. In fact, it's actually different timing with the plant. It's actually the fresh cut plant, and the perfume one is a totally dried cistus plant. So it's completely separate. Like they don't actually care about the chemical composition of what they get. All they actually care about is how it smells. Personally, I kind of don't care how it smells because it's not actually why I'm buying it. I'm actually buying it for the chemical composition. And Young Living tests those that intricately, as you can read like in the essential oil desk reference, like where it talks about cistus, it has to have certain chemical components at certain levels. Not to make it smell a certain way, but because it works in the body a certain way if it has those certain levels, okay? Huge difference. And I don't want anybody to miss out on the actual benefit of oils, so I thought I would just put that in there. And again, it just goes to the value of what you're getting. So don't be afraid of spending $35 on a bottle of oil because it actually works. You could spend a whole bunch of money on a cheap bottle of oil and it's just never going to do anything. And that $10 bottle of oil is actually completely wasted. You may as well burn that $10. So the other thing is, if you're doing this on Essential Rewards, you're earning a whole bunch of points and free things. Okay, so factor that in as well. So I'm getting 25% back. So for every $100, I'm getting another $25. It's another big bottle of lavender for free. Okay, so that's huge value. And then when I earn that lavender, I can cross it off the list of what I need to actually buy. Huge. So again, just with the free promos, those things that they always throw in every month there's a different promo list that takes things off of the list that I actually have to buy, okay? Okay, so then the last step is something that will happen over time. So when you put Thieves Household Cleaner, like on your toxin-free list, my abbreviation for Thieves Household Cleaner is THHC, Thieves Household Cleaner. So if I were just starting, I would put that in month 1. Let's just do that for demonstration purposes. So I'm going to put that on month 1. I'm going to buy some Thieves. Now here's the thing you're going to figure out over time. You might not know right away how often you're going to need to buy that again. So but I can tell you with Thieves Household Cleaner, I'm not going to have to buy that again until like month 6. I'm going to write that there. Thieves Household Cleaner. Now, that doesn't mean like if I use a whole bunch in a particular month because, we're cleaning out the garage or I don't even know, making stuff up now, that I won't have to buy it sooner, but I can tentatively budget that out for month 6. However, there's different things that you will learn, like Body Systems, Progessence Plus. That's something that every woman should have. And also Endoflex. So I'm going to put that on my general list. Let's pretend I also put it in month 1. I know that a bottle of Progessence Plus lasts me about 3 months. So I'll put it on 1 and I'll put it on 4. Okay? So this is why you will want to keep this, because you're not only putting on there what you actually bought, you're actually keeping track of how long it takes you to go through something. All right? So this is going to really help you budget out. Okay, so I wish that I could take questions in this. And I think that Deneen also wanted to give away some prizes. I don't have her on here at the moment. Don't know how to add her to this, but I think we could do that in the comments. And for the sake of recording this video and being able to share it with people later, let's not, but I won't take up your time at the end here to talk about prizes for this particular thing. But anyway, I'll let Deneen handle that in the comments. But I hope this was helpful for you. And you can comment with any kind of questions that you might have. If you're getting this video on replay, you can contact me and or join our group, The Collective, if you are a member of our team. Or contact the person who told you about this to make sure that you get started in Young Living correctly on our team so we can help you out. And I wish you all the best. I hope this was super helpful for you. And have a great evening. All right, everybody. Thanks.